Welcome to Sports Minds, where all roads lead to sports, and we talk ball every season. We are your hosts, Hashmaster Z, Legendarius, and Filthy. Woo! Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Legendarius, kick us off.
How you get fired on your day off?
Yo.
Well, hold on. You know, you gotta be politically correct now. The Bucks did not fire Mike Budenholzer; they dismissed him. You know,
Bro, what's the difference?
Big difference there. Big difference.
Well, the difference is the verbiage and probably the severance package.
Yeah. Yo, low key though, I think they kind of all right. They did. It is his fault that they lost that series the way that they did in a couple of those games. Poor coaching decisions. But
Yeah,
it actually came out before Game 4 that his brother died in a car accident. It was like, how about we give them maybe like give him a break? Maybe he wasn't like.
bro, are you serious?
Okay, that's actually new information to me. I was
didn't know
entirely
that.
not aware.
Yeah, like before Game 4, basically. So he coached Game 4, and then obviously 2-3 days later is Game 5. But it's like you can kind of see, like it makes a little more sense, like his post game like interview, how he's like kind of just like not there, or just like, yeah, I should have called the timeout. It's like, yeah.
That all that totally clicks now. I totally had no recollection, but I had no idea of that. That makes total sense. But I disagreed with the firing anyways. Yeah, he's been losing, but I mean, you guys just got a title about 3 years ago, something like that. Yeah, you can argue the decline. I mean, down to losing to the first round, you can argue next year you don't even make the playoffs, maybe. But no, you totally don't do that. You do right by the guy who gave you your first title in 50 years and maybe give him a chance. Hell, a death in the family, maybe give him another pass. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say this. Prior to the information I just received, it was more of like, okay, yeah, fire Mike Budenholzer for who? You know, you're like, okay, I get it, like you're trending down, but it's like, okay, the year after you won your championship, what happened? Chris Middleton was hurt. Then you go into the first round. Who was hurt? Giannis for the first couple games. So you're like, what what do you expect this man to do? So now you're telling me that his brother died, and then you proceed to fire him anyway, and then it's like that's low key like cold blooded.
Like that's kind of fucked up. It was like, come
Definitely
on,
cold-blooded.
Yeah, like damn.
It's like we appreciate you. I know you're in mourning now. We're gonna send you into a little more mourning.
Right.
Yeah, but
so
that's wild because it's like that's just like poor. I get it. You can argue, quote, whatever. It's a business, yada yada. But come on, man. Like, where do we draw a line as a society? Actually, if you have a death in the family, you can draw a line to the poor performance, and yeah, goodbye. What?
Yeah,
that's crazy. Right. It's like, yeah, sucks about your brother, but when it comes down to it, we didn't win, and it's your fault, coach. Here's your walking papers. Yeah. Now you can mourn without taking time off.
Yeah.
See what I mean? We're doing you a favor.
Yikes.
It's like
yikes.
It's your fault that Giannis missed 13 free throws in the final game. Your fault.
Yeah, if you weren't sulking about your brother, Giannis wouldn't have been sad. What?
But that's the thing though. If you fire Coach Bud, and then what? You're in a situation where, like, I think a lot of that team are in contentious contracts situations going into the offseason. Like, you're in a situation where you can essentially lose a lot of major pieces.
Yeah.
Because you can easily think like Giannis, for example. What? I can be faithful to Coach Bud. Where you going, Coach? Where are we going? It can easily be like that.
There's
okay. I will say this:
there's 0% chance that they fired Coach Bud and Giannis had no idea. Like Giannis had.
So they said that Giannis in the beginning of the season was ready to move on from Budenholzer. So,
Giannis dropped the hammer.
Yeah.
He dropped the hammer on your boy.
It's not to failure. Hey, you want to know who really like fucked up?
That's a failure.
And well, in a way, he like fucked up. He should have just been a little more patient. Ime Udoka, because I fucking wish he would be the Bucks coach, but he's already the Houston coach.
That's true. Yeah, that would have been
Out of
nasty.
it
If
in a
he were
second.
on
It's
that.
like, actually, I don't want to coach this team. I want to coach the Bucks.
I know, right? Hey, pull a Bill Belichick.
For real. Especially, come on, for the rivalry, Bucks Celtics. Now he's got Giannis against his old team. Like, whoo.
Bro, I
Yeah, you
would've
can
turned
do it. And if you think about it, you're already a villain. So if you renege on the deal,
Right,
whatever, you
that's-
already hate me, whatever.
For real.
Exactly. Just lean into it. Just lean into
Yeah.
it.
Hell yeah, I would totally do that if I was him.
Speaking of villains, you know.
Were you thinking oh, Perry's old?
My man, Dylan the villain, is not coming back to Memphis under any circumstances.
I think he's trying to get his name to Dylan the Mandarin.
The Mandarin.
False villain.
He's going to China.
That is funny.
He's gonna
That
ball
is
out with
funny.
Dwight Howard, Stephon Marbury.
He said,
No,
I thought it was just a joke about Iron Man 3 on how the Mandarin was like a sham. So, but either way, everything we just said was accurate. I think that's just it's hella funny, but hella fucked up at the same time. That they were like after they lose, it's like it's all your fault, Dylan, but it's really not. But at the same time, it's like low key it is. But you know, so it's like, damn,
come on, bro. Not really. Like Ja dropped 10 points in the last game.
Right.
Well,
Ja,
you know how
like also it's like, all right, let's just compare the two. Dylan Brooks, you know, he talked trash to LeBron, didn't shoot very well. Ja Morant has multiple instances this season involving a gun and had to take time off, and they're like, you know what? Dylan Brooks, we can't bring you back, man. You really ruined our season. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, like that was fucked up. That's fucked up to me. If you don't bring him back, because of just playing, okay, all right, whatever, like cool. But under any circumstances, I feel like they're like venting their shit that they want to say to Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, but also it's just like they're like that's like a bad business move. Like under any circumstances, now you can't even like sign and trade him. Like there's no value. You literally say we don't want this guy. So there's like it's bad business on both parts because like now Dylan Brooks, like who we say what we want. He's a good player. He's gonna get picked up by someone, but he's not gonna make as much money as he could now because like they're like, well, under any circumstances, we don't want you. Your value is already going down. So like on both ends, on the Grizzlies end and on Dylan Brooks end, it's just like that was just like bad business. So I mean, and I'll keep it 100 for a minimum deal. Come to the Lakers, dog.
So funny. I've definitely been hearing that.
But like, there's so many teams though. Like, come on, man. Like when you say under any circumstances, and Dylan Brooks isn't a minimum player. Like he'll make like money.
Exactly.
But it's crazy. Like they really did. Like he turned into the scapegoat for their season.
Yeah, and that's not fair to him. Like as much as we talked mess and all that stuff, you know, out of funds and shits and giggles, like he did not ruin your season.
Yeah,
you know, like he did not.
He did play 73 games. Like in the era where people don't play, like you know, half the season, even AD. Like, come on, man. At least he's out there playing.
Right.
That's
exactly.
true. That's very true. But that's how they go. Every season ends, pick a team, pick a sport. Someone gets scapegoated. I mean, look at the Bucks. Budenholzer, he's the scapegoat. I mean, that's just the lay of the land.
I don't know. I honestly like imagine like I guess like ownership walked into like the locker room after the Grizzlies lost that game 6 and they're just like, get him out. right. Fuck that. I'm like, get him out. Yo, like guys, can we negotiate like an extension? Get him out.
Well, to throw more salt in the wound, I via Twitter I saw this, so you don't know if it's faked out, but Ja Morant screen grabs a English to Chinese translation of "It's a paradise inside my city." Yeah, tags Dylan Brooks in it with the crying emoji. Brutal.
Sure.
And then someone makes a diss track. Brutal.
I don't think that was real.
No, I think that was. I mean, I think Ja was trolling. I don't think he was like mad about it. I just think that has to be like a team joke. If they're like, "Hey, Dylan, bro, they sending you to China. You keep missing these shots." You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that has to
Right.
be the NBA joke, and it's forever funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Forever
But
funny.
yeah, bro, that shit. I'd say honestly, yeah, no, they did they did that man dirty. But shit happens. That's why you don't poke bears. So
Hey, man.
Were you thinking about old?
yo,
Hey, speaking of people that are old and people that don't play, Chris Paul, right on cue, baby.
Man.
Out for games 3, 4, 5. He gonna be reevaluated after that, and the Suns will probably be really reevaluating their roster after that as well. Although they did pull out a game last night against the Nuggets at home behind
yeah.
Booker dropping 49, KD dropping 30, or Booker dropping 47, KG dropping 39. Everybody else under 10, and
Don't forget about the defensive Jokic showstopper, TJ Warren, 7 points. Less giggity, less giggity.
Can't forget
Saving that
about
team.
TJ Warren.
Saving that team.
Bubble Jordan,
Bubble Jordan.
baby. Yo, and look, I gotta bang on this dude. And this goes back to last year. Last year, I had some Suns fans telling me that DeAndre Ayton was a better fit for the Suns than Luka Doncic. We all know that that's not true, but
Not true.
I did at least have them walk back their statement last night after DeAndre Ayton, for the third game in a row, got absolutely destroyed by Jokic, got benched for Jock Landale, putting up a 6.8 rebound stat line, and
Wow.
he just makes a whopping $32 million a year. He's on a 4-year, $132 million contract. Got 3 years to go. DeAndre Ayton, not that guy, pal.
No, not at all. Especially sitting on the side, not even the sidelines. He's on the court watching rebounds being snatched. It's like you're 7 foot fucking tall. So let's go ahead.
Yeah,
I think the most damning evidence is like this is a playoff game, a pivotal playoff game, and granted, I didn't see every single second of this game, but I saw a lot of it, and I saw a lot of hustle plays, and Aiton's just dicking around, like not tripping, shitty shootings. Like, what are you doing, man? Okay, for sure.
Yeah, and it's just like he's not aggressive. It's like you're 7 feet tall. Be aggressive. Like play defense. Try to stop Jokic.
And in the paint.
Like do your job. And then
Right. Get in the way,
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be a defensive stalwart or anything. Just get in the man's fucking way.
Yeah.
And then that crazy triple-double stat might become just a double-double, but at least you tried, give him some effort. And then it's like, oh no, man, I'm the first overall pick, and Monty doesn't want me to be the first option because of Kevin and Dylan Brooks and bitch, do your job.
On top of that, he was pouting, bro. Like there's a video like during a timeout, like after he got benched, like Chris Paul like twice tries to like dap him up, he just ignores him. I was like, bro, you're a child.
Yeah,
exactly. Straight man, baby. It happens.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm watching. I feel like the Suns emptied the tank obviously in that game, and it's kind of just a matter of time at this point. I feel like the Nuggets are going to take this series. Booker and KD aren't going to continue to put up those numbers, and even if they do, it's just like, all right, you put up big numbers, you barely won. So I
will say though the KD's post game was kind of funny. He's just like praising Devin Booker. It was just kind of funny, like the energy he was giving to it.
You got to think about it. Like, all right, KD had 39 points. He was 12 of 31. Booker had 47. Booker was 20 of 25. Man's missed 5 shots all game.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a crazy 47. Like
that's one of the most efficient stat lines I've ever seen.
Yeah. And he probably would have had more if he wasn't in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls. But I mean, he did play 42 minutes, so
yeah. 42 minutes, 47 points. W, I'll take it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'll say overall though,
follow
the
that up
ref
2
play
days
this
later.
round is just crazy.
What's up?
I'll say overall this round, the ref play this round is just crazy. Like, I don't know what these zebras are looking at, but some of these plays, man.
Man, don't even get me started on the refs. I feel like every game you're just like looking like what? Like are you ref, what are you doing? And like, all right, let's go review that. Nope, wasn't a foul. Common foul.
Right. No, and the
Like,
thing is, well, what's the point of the review if they never overturn anything?
exactly.
Well, it's
So
really
they're
bad when
like-
the commentary team is like, dissecting the play and everything, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know what they're seeing here."
Right. But then it's always like the players need to respect the refs because the refs are trying their hardest. It's like, well, apparently fucking not. If the commentators have to commentate on how bad the refs are doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no. Like if you're doing a bad job, you're doing a bad job, and we can all see it.
Yeah. And now that there's money on the line, the ref play is always going to be like emphasized more now because like you're legalizing sports betting, so everyone's it's rigged. What is the ref doing? You're costing me money. You're giving them points, or you're not giving them points. You're not paying attention to the clock. Like all those things. Depending on what you bet, the refs are cheating.
You're right.
Not doing a good job. Calling phantom fouls.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. So it's not going anywhere. We do need to get better refs. Maybe pay them more. Maybe get like a bunch of former NBA players, have them be the refs.
Be younger people because 50, 60, 70-year-old men with bad
Well, then they would all have to stop doing their
bad
podcast.
eyesight, making these calls. It just that never made sense to me. So.
Yeah. But yeah,
It just makes me think what type of ref jobs are going to begin in this coming NFL season. But one sport at a time.
seriously,
Yeah.
don't even get me started on
Yeah.
Let's keep it.
Jumping ahead.
Let's keep it basketball. The series, or basically the second round series that's getting the most attention. Lakers Warriors. It's knotted up at one apiece. Lakers took game 1 on the road behind a big Anthony Davis game, dropping 30 and 23 boards. And of course, Anthony Davis follows that up with 11 points in game 2 on 11 shots, and we lose by 30. So, how are you feeling about this series?
The same as I did earlier, where it's like let's just take the Laker bias out, right? We know that it's Anthony Davis or bust. We know that. If Anthony Davis plays like he did in the bubble, then the Lakers should dominate. But somebody needs to get in his ear and be like, do you really want to see the Warriors move past us because of your lack of enthusiasm or your lack of, drive? Shaq challenged you and you followed it up with a goose egg. Nah. So what would Kobe think? I would say some shit like that.
Yeah, Kobe would probably slap the shit out of him.
Right.
This is the problem.
Right.
I'm gonna say this about game 2. I feel like and this is younger team in terms of like less experienced team with the Lakers. LeBron understood. He's like, yo, we could put this series away right now if we take this second game. He came out hooping, but nobody else was with him. Like AD is just like, we already got the split, bruh. Like, chill out. Or LeBron's like, nah, like let's take this shit like right now. So I just feel like LeBron came out with the intensity, but it's like, all right, no one's coming with me. All right, fuck it then. Like, I ain't gonna keep wasting this effort. So into the second quarter, the Warriors went on a run. Third quarter, Warriors go on another run, and then it's current. At least Darvin Ham was smart enough to be like, we're not even playing the fourth. Let's get Tristan Thompson in here. Come on. But I think this homestand for the Lakers is make or break. We got to shut the door. We get both of these games at home, the door is shut. And that's why I said to begin with, I said Lakers in 6. I think we're going to come out tonight, hyped up, turned up, take care of business. But the real one is, I feel like it's going to be on Monday. I feel like that's going to be the battle. I feel like because the Warriors are also going to understand, all right, we need to tie this shit up or else it's over.
Yeah.
But it does. It comes down to not only AD though. It's just like, can we just play with defensive intensity? Like that's really all it comes down to. Like Vando, AD, LeBron, play defense. D'Lo, don't be a complete idiot. Schroeder's gonna give us work off the bench, and Austin Reeves has been solid. Rui's been solid. Like it really just comes down to our defensive effort.
Yeah, for real. And like everyone's like, well, they're not gonna keep up with the 3-point shooting of the Warriors, and it's like they don't have to. I was like, they're the football equivalent of that team that's gonna grind you up, run the ball, and win ugly 21-20 or 21-17. Excuse me. That's the Lakers. So if they could do that and continue to pound, I'm not worried about it, but we'll see tonight because that's what's going to tell me everything I need to know.
Well, the thing that gets very interesting for me, at least for game 2, was that I totally agree. They should have tried and put the nail in there for game 2 and get both of those wins. But I mean, come on, you have Klay Thompson shooting lights out from 3. Not even Curry. Curry had a down game, but did what he could. You have JaMychal Green playing like he never played before. Like he only plays as good on NBA 2K. That's it. And
I was saying,
like a bunch of X factors happen for the Warriors that I don't think can consistently happen again.
right.
The Splash Brothers are going to do what they're going to do. But at the same time, I don't think Eric Moody yanks on Vanderbilt's arm on a rebound every time and, impacts play in that way. I just think a lot of X factors go on that aren't going to be consistent the whole series. So yeah, I still have faith the Lakers will pull it out. It has to be 6 games or bust. If it goes 7, I don't think they are surviving a 7. So it has to be 6. There's no choice.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm with you on that. Let's move on over to the East Side, where the Sixers and the Celtics, that series has been pretty much everything that you didn't expect. But the Celtics got back to business. They're up 2-1 now. Embiid got the MVP, but Embiid has not been looking great since he's been back. And like I said, Sixers, second round.
Okay, do we think Jaylen Brown actually has a real face injury, or at this point is it Hill and he's just wearing it to be like an alter ego, like some freak like hero shit?
I think it's an alter ego.
Yeah. Put my mask on.
It's like his mom told him that he should keep wearing it. So wearing it. But Jaylen Brown is not injured, and Jaylen Brown has been balling both ends of the court.
Jaylen Brown, Mysterio Jr. with the mask. I love it.
Hey, he's been hooping. In my opinion, he's been better than Tatum in this series so far.
Yep, more efficient.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And watching the Celtics, it is just like they're better. They're better, but
right.
Like they just beat themselves because they're like, oh, we got a lead. Let me start jacking up shots to get my numbers, and then the lead starts to disintegrate, and they're like, all right, let's run our offense again. And for the most part, it works. But like in that first game, they were just bullshitting because there was no Embiid, and then Harden cooked them, and then obviously game 2 was a blowout, as everyone sort of predicted. And last night, it was the same thing. They were up and down in terms of like. There were times where they were letting the Sixers back into the game, but I don't know, man. The Sixers, like you said, second round Sixers. Harden, after going, after dropping 45 in game 1, has come back with 16 last night, and then on Wednesday night he only had 12. So
Yeah, I was saying I thought he had 12 when he came back, and he was shooting like 2 for 12 from the field, something ugly like that.
14. So goes off in game 1 for 45. The last 2 games combined, he's had 28. Sixers are done.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean,
no.
there's a
See,
ceiling, you know. Talk
No,
about
but we
a
said
team
it,
that needs a new head coach.
you know, and it's like I see. Oh my God, man! Why do I have to keep doing this to Doc Rivers? Get his ass out. Get him out. Get him out. Like,
I'm out.
but it's like, okay, part of it is Embiid's health. I get it, because people are like, yeah, you can't win without Embiid. I was like, no, the 76ers, and what we heard all year, they have depth, right? You know, all these bodies, all these people that are pretty good. So James Harden, his fat ass wants to go back to Houston. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And you know, he wants to be the guy who's like, oh, I could finally call my own number. And it's like, bro, this is the playoffs. At some point, you're just gonna have to be like, hey, Embiid, I might just have to cook these, fools for a second. Let me go ahead, and then I'll give it back to you.
Well, he tried to cook. He went 3 for 14.
Yeah, but chucking up those ugly step backs, bro, I'm just like, right. It's like
Embiid had 30, bro. It ain't his fault. Embiid had 30 and 13, and he had a handful of blocks. But remember what I said after the Brooklyn series? Everyone wanted to crown Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey's the number 2. He's better than James Harden. They need to give him the keys. No, he's not. 4 for 16, 13 points. You're not he's not the number 2.
No, no, he's not.
I don't think
that happens every year.
When people said that, where they're like, Tyrese Maxey, baby, he's the number 2 against the hapless Nets with nobody on there. He's great. All of a sudden, we go to Boston, and it's like, this man's got low key Thanos erased. I haven't heard from him since game 1.
For real.
When he was celebrating, and then they told him to be quiet.
To Hashmaster's earlier point about the depth, for me it was like, where the fuck is it? Like, I'm watching these games and they go and pull the starters. I'm like, none of these clowns can even find a shot, and I'm watching Maxey running around the court sweating his ass off, just trying to find an open spot. Like, it's just the way this team plays. Where's the depth at? Where's the IQ? Yeah. I don't see it outside of Embiid and Harden running the show. It's not there. If Maxey's
Embiid or bust.
Fuck, I guess he drank some water today. Maxey's not a consistent player at all. I never thought he was. I guess Philly thinks he is. Whatever, man. Here's your ceiling.
Yep, that's the ceiling. Second round with Doc. I'm sorry, Doc. Second round with Doc. Second round, Doc.
Second round, baby. And then the last game of in the playoffs, or last series in the playoffs, we haven't touched on, the Heat against the Knicks, tied up at 1-1 right now.
Fuck your life, bing bong.
Game 3 coming up in a couple hours here. By the time we drop, it would have already went down. Give me your predictions for Game 3.
KD, don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? That's funny. So how's Jimmy's health today? Is he playing?
He's playing.
All right, I got the Heat.
That's all you need. Jimmy's there. Yeah. You got the Heat.
Yep.
Man.
Hey.
Chips. Buckets.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Buckets,
certain
baby.
coaches, I think they want it bad enough, and you just need the right situation to click. Spo is great. The Heat are hot, but I think Tibbs pulls a quick one and gets the W at the end.
Oh.
Wait, so where are they playing at today? Miami? Okay. Yeah, no. Jimmy Buckets. He's home. He's gonna do it.
I'm rocking with the Heat, man. I gotta say, and it hasn't been close. If you're comparing coach to coach to coach that is remaining in the playoffs, Spoelstra is cooking everybody.
Yeah.
He's playing chess.
Yes, he's really you know what? It's you always see it in the second half. The second half adjustments are beautiful.
Insane.
They're always down, and then it's just Open shot, open shot, open shot. Oh, you guys were doing this in the first half. Here's a zone. Now you can't do that. You guys make your shots. Like that's what they did in the first game. And then yeah, they lost game 2, but for them to
Yeah.
be that close without Jimmy Butler, obviously Tyler Hero's already out. It's just like, bruh, the Heat are playing hard, and they're like,
Yeah.
what I feel like one of the most telling things is they get so many wide open shots. It's like you're just queuing up. All right, let's do this. They're gonna do this open shot. Like he's just a step ahead. You even can go back to the last series. Remember like the alley oop to Jimmy Butler to tie the game? That was coaching.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let's go small so they think that we're not gonna throw alley oop. All right,
And we're gonna throw
they're
alley-oop.
gonna take Brooke out. They're gonna take Brooke Lopez out, and then we're gonna throw alley oop. Like literally, just like 2-3 steps ahead at all times, and he's been that way this entire playoffs. And I feel like home game, obviously, those shots, like the bench players are gonna be hitting even more. I feel like Duncan Robinson will probably get hot. I'm rocking with the Heat. This is gonna be a Heat party, and then I think Game 4 will be a bit closer. But I think the Heat are gonna take them both in Miami.
Exactly. And I think so. I remember years ago when Carson Wentz was balling without receivers and threw for 4,000 yards, and the only receiver, it's like, and no receiver got over 500 yards. This is what
Carson
Eric
Wentz?
Spoelstra is doing. Yeah.
Where?
So it was when it was 2019. I want to say 2019, and then he got hurt. He got knocked out by Seattle in the first play. Anyway,
On the Eagles?
point is, yeah. So point was,
He had Alshon Jeffrey. I'm just kidding.
yeah, and he did. I'm saying he didn't. No, Alshon Jeffrey didn't have 500 yards. Anyway, the point was there was a saying where there was like, oh, he's out there playing with lawn decks and and table chairs and all that stuff, or pool chairs. That's what Eric Spoelstra is doing right now. Well, minus Jimmy Butler. You have Jimmy Butler and a band of just
Stop it.
guys.
Stop it.
Oh, I'm just saying.
If we're talking
carry job.
talking stats and we're talking, what people get voted, all that. Bam Adebayo's an all-star. Kevin Love's multiple time all-star. Kyle Lowry is multiple time all-star. Like he's not playing.
Watch.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Watch.
He's playing with guys I know how to play basketball. And then some bums.
But I'm just. When was the last time we even heard Kevin Love be that relevant? So
LeBron James.
that seemed like a lifetime ago.
Yeah,
that was like 2018.
That's true. But no, I feel you for the most part. But I also just like I feel like he's a smart coach. He's like, yo, let's get guys that fit my system. Let's get guys I can actually shoot. Not like, let me just get like a bunch of athletic guys that will give me highlights. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to basketball, and it's just like, let me get like guys that will play defense, make shots.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been one of the most glaring issues all playoffs is like, the team that won, the team that plays defense.
Yep. Get a stop, get a bucket.
Yeah.
That's literally the playoffs. Make or miss league. Yeah, we know that, Doc. But at the same time, if you can make a stop, you need to get a bucket. And no one does that better than hit me.
Hit me.
So, hit me buckets. But yeah. No.
We gonna see, baby. Game 3. So Filthy has the Knicks. We got the Heat. We'll see who has bragging rights when we come back for the next episode.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm all basketballed out. Let's talk about some football because obviously we had the draft last week, but we didn't really get to touch on like a lot of the current events that went down, and there were some big finalized events. And I gotta say, for starters, I told you so. Didn't I tell you? Can I get some credit? Can I get some credit? Can you guys give me credit?
There we go.
I told you nobody wants
I hashed Master Z for the first time on this platform. will openly apologize to Legendarius about his stance on Lamar. Because I said there's no way that man's coming back after this. I wouldn't. He said, "No, man, he's gonna sign it. He's gonna play. Ravens want him. I think this is just a whole big thing to get people talking. Trust me, it's gonna happen." So what do? We waited. It didn't take after the draft. It was right before. What happens? Ding ding. Lamar Jackson signs for 5 years, $260 million. And then there's Legendarius sitting in his lawn chair on a beach somewhere in Cabo and says, "Hey, I told you, I just want extra money." Boom.
Yeah.
So there.
Exactly. 5 years, 260 million. He's currently the highest paid player in the league. I think he's got like 180 something guaranteed. I don't pocket watch that much. I know we got him for 5 years. That's all I care about.
No, I just read those details.
Yeah, man's got cashed out, showed up to the presser looking like your favorite auntie from the 80s. Like, oh my gosh, man, that's how you stunt on them, man. That's how you stunt on them.
Hey.
But hey,
I can't even hear you guys because y'all are spewing so much hate talking about my dog. So sometimes I just gotta zone you motherfuckers out.
so much hate.
I was playing devil advocate.
I don't know how.
Ashmaster said it.
I don't know how he's gonna resign now. I don't know how he could possibly do it. There's no.
That's not hating.
Washington. He's going to Washington.
We were pro Lamar.
The Patriots.
We were
the Miami Dolphins. He's out of here. Get him out.
Get him out. Oh my god.
Yeah, that offense looks entirely revitalized now. The interesting thing for me though was during the presser, he did say, I mean, not like define like he's gonna do it. He's just saying like, damn, with this roster, I can throw for 6,000 yards. Fuck, I want to see that shit. So I hope that goes down. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Ravens on the field. I can't wait to see it go down.
But in reality, we do just need to see my man receivers stay healthy.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Is now legit. We got OBJ, we got Rashad Bateman, we got Mark Andrews, and I'm still holding out hope that we're gonna somehow finesse for D-Hop.
I don't think so.
Hey, y'all got Nelson Aguilar.
Why would you get D-Hop? Zay Flowers is extremely competent. He's a nice upgrade for you guys. You don't need to do that's something Dallas would do. Go after an agent ass fucking vet. Hey, he can still play. Like, it's fine, dude. Like, you don't need him. You got Zay Flowers.
Hold up. All right, I got you. I got you on Zay Flowers. But think about young D-Hop. Young D-Hop had who? OG
Andre Johnson.
Handed him the keys after a couple seasons. I feel like that'd be perfect for Zay Flowers. If we get OG D-Hop to teach this dude how to run routes, how to be a pro, because obviously for what Odell is, he's not very professional.
I'm gonna say this. It's like when you said agent ass receiver, as if DeAndre Hopkins lost it. No,
he didn't lose.
That man could.
No, that wasn't the intent of me saying it. It was more like an age thing. Like, why would I, as a team who just drafted a young wide receiver, as a team who just drafted a really young wide receiver, and we just did stuff with our offense when we already have pieces carrying over from last season? Why do I want to do anything to bring in an aging wide receiver, which was why I said that. He's an aging wide receiver. I have Zay Flowers. He's extremely competent. Why did I pay Odell? That's my aging wide receiver right there. I have Mark Andrews. I have Bateman. And I'm fine. I don't need to bring in a Hopkins if I'm the Ravens.
All right. You're saying aging wide receiver like he's not a top 5 receiver in the league. That's all I'm saying. That D-Hop is no longer a top 5 wide receiver in the league?
No, I just said he's a wide receiver that's getting older. For me, I would go with the younger wide receiver who has the juice. That's it. It's just an age preference thing. That's it.
I get you, but how do we know he has the juice? He played at Boston College.
Well, what do you mean? Well, that's the whole premise of the NFL draft, right? We're kind of picking players and hoping they pan out. That's why they pick Zay Flowers right there.
Oh yeah, but it happens every year, especially with receivers. Like year after year, we get first round receivers and they don't do anything. We can go through a list of first round receivers that have not done shit.
Okay, so what's the deal that gets Hopkins to the Ravens? Because I just don't see how that would really
I don't
work and
think
make
it's gonna
sense.
happen either, but
I feel that
I
I
get
give him a
legendary
first next
season.
year. If we think we're gonna be if we think we're gonna be near the Super Bowl, that's gonna be like a high draft pick, high first round, like 26 to 30. I'd give that up for D Hop in a second. It's like here you
Yeah.
go, Cardinals. Now you have the Texans first rounder, you have your first rounder, and you have our first rounder. 3 first round picks next year.
I would say definitely if the Ravens are in contention and then like maybe Odell goes down inside a pivotal point of the season, yeah, I could see pushing for Hopkins right there.
Yeah, and you can't. I mean, you can't really depend on Odell. His injury history.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna be the focal point of that passing game.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a complimentary piece.
No,
It's gonna be.
I don't know anyone who really thinks Odell's going to be a focal point of that offense, but I mean, you made a lot of moves at a certain point as an organization. It's like, do we need to add this player?
Yeah.
A lot of times it's no.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just being greedy,
Oh no, I feel it because earlier when free agency first opened up, I already accommodated
me and
all
Filthy
100
both
free
said we
agents.
wanted
I already
DeAndre
got
for
all 100
Dallas.
free agents on the Cowboys, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
Well, that was before you guys got Brandon Cooks, and you said you don't need any other receivers because you got the almighty Brandon Cooks on your team.
I definitely don't recall saying that. Not
Yeah,
something
said,
I've ever said.
What are you guys gonna do now? We have Brandon Cooks, we have Ronald Jones. It's over for the league. Okay.
What the fuck? I would never say that.
Yeah, Jerry, write the check for the Super Bowl. I got you. It's blank. I'm gonna put in double zeros.
Well, while we're on team construction, kind of curious question for you guys.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, Dexter Lawrence, Daniel Jones. Choose your fighter.
Saquon.
Yeah, I'm keeping
So
Saquon.
I'm keeping Saquon.
I mean, can I just trade them all? Is that okay?
Man.
Honestly, low key, I'd rather keep Dexter Lawrence and get rid of
Right.
Daniel Jones and Saquon.
I get that.
Already discussed this. I know Hashmaster has his running back bias, but when is the last time a top running back has won a Super Bowl? You don't know. I don't even know. I know it wasn't in this last decade.
Yes, it was.
Who?
Not.
Yeah. So it's like
Marshawn Lynch. 10 years ago.
Yes.
Actually, it's out of this. Actually, fuck. It's out of this. It's out of
Wasn't
this
that
decade.
2012, 2011? Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there.
That was 2013. So it was actually 10 years ago.
Let's see. And then after that, yeah, no, I think you're right. And after that, no,
Yeah. And we all know that Daniel Jones is not like
he's not that guy.
not a top QB. I don't know why the Giants. I would rather pay Baker Mayfield on like way less money than
Yeah,
Daniel
I
Jones.
would. I would.
Same thing, bro. Like,
I would. Yeah. The only difference is I'm not gonna get 70 rushing yards. Like, who gives a fuck?
yeah.
So I would say this: from a smart team building perspective, I would take Dexter Lawrence for the long term. I would work out a short deal with Saquon. So I was like, I'm not signing you 5 years. You're a running back. No, I'll sign you 2. I'll sign you 2 years. And Daniel Jones, you get the franchise tag. Boom, done.
I will say though, like, damn, Dexter Lawrence got fucking paid. I'll say that because holy shit, not the pocket watch. I was like, God, really? Okay, for sure. Go.
No,
Dexter
he deserved it. He deserved it. He was the straw that stirred the defense's drink. And it's like literally what happened in the playoffs is like, okay, Eagles are just that dominant, but defense couldn't get off the field. But Dexter Lawrence, every time when he was in there, it's like what's his name, Quinnen Williams on the Jets, where it's like they made impacts. It may not have always showed up on a stat sheet, but they made impact enough to where Leonard Williams got off for the Giants. Homeboy from Oregon, Kayvon Thibodeau, I believe that was his name. Is coming off the edge because Dexter Lawrence is taking those double teams. It's like he makes a real ass difference.
Kayvon
So
Thibodeau too. Like
yeah,
he's raw.
yeah, he's really good.
Speaking of New York teams, we didn't even talk about number 12, who's no longer number 12. He's now number 8. Kobe, Aaron Rodgers on the Jets.
Yeah.
Officially official. So how you feel?
Yeah.
About that? Are the Jets contenders now?
Man,
Um,
I think they definitely comes down again.
They
I think it's
upgraded.
common rhetoric that it comes down to the line play because they do need to protect Rodgers big time, and definitely them not coming up that big on that side in the draft is gonna end up meaning something. So we're gonna see how Mekhi Becton heals up and all that other stuff. But man, I think that division is going to be really tight. It's going to be like that same division last year when it was Broncos, Raiders, and everyone's like, "Oh, who's going to come out of that one?" It's going to be the same thing, man. It's going to be a really tight division. I mean, I guess contenders, right? Because they were in contention for a certain percentage last season. So you got to think Rodgers puts them over. But damn, I just want to see this offense on the field already. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. I want to see if Garrett Wilson can like really take a step now with Rodgers.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna say they're not contenders. So when I think of contenders, I think of contending for a Super Bowl. No, I don't think so. Where are they a playoff team? Yeah, they could be.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree with that assessment.
I feel they're, as of right now, until I see more, they're a 9-win team. 9 to 10 wins. AFC is just too good.
Didn't they win 7 games last year?
Yeah.
So the difference between Mike White, what's the dude's name?
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson won 5 games with them.
I don't know. I think they're like 10, 11 win team.
I want to say that. I do. But it's like, my thing is, it's not even about Mike White or Zach Wilson. I think it's just the overall AFC in general. Because you still got Buffalo. You still got Miami. Kansas City. You got I was about to say San Diego. Los Angeles. You got Baltimore. You got Cleveland. Well, okay. Bengals. So it's like you have those teams by themselves that you could be like, yeah.
I was kidding.
But
what are some of those teams? What are some of those teams going to have in common? What we're going to think they're going to have intense D line play, and it's just like if Rodgers isn't protected,
and young dynamic quarterback play.
Yeah,
so we got to see. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's like, so that's why I'm just gonna play the safe spot and be like they're a 9 to 10 win team.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of we'll jump more into this next episode. We don't have a lot of fun with it as well because as it stands, today is May 6th. On May 11th, the NFL schedules are being released. So then we'll really see what's what.
Yeah, then it'll really get interesting because I think as is it'll come down to that, to be totally honest, because if it'll come out if teams can just give Rodgers fit, knowing that the line isn't up to snuff, man, that's going to change a lot of game plans one way or another, and it will translate to losses more than wins a lot of the time.
And we know about Aaron Rodgers' reputation as he got older. It's like once he feels like the game is done and he can't come back, he shuts down and starts throwing checkdowns, bro. Like Aaron Rodgers, like the Embiid situation, I need to see you actually do it for me to believe it at this point.
I will highlight an issue that I had though. I was watching, I forgot what I was watching, one of these, big head shows, and they were basically drawing comparisons, between the Rodgers situation and the Brady situation and saying, oh, why not? Rodgers can be in. Brady wasn't in his first year. I think the difference was Brady totally had a different method of approach versus Rodgers right here. And I think that's the key difference into how the Bucs season played out. And I think it'll be a key difference as to how the Jets will play out. Yeah, at the time when you see it coming together, maybe about halfway in the season, at least for me, I was like, wow, maybe the Bucs can go to the Super Bowl. But I guess here we were right. We're early. We have to see how the schedule plays out. But I'm not seeing, like, it's not like the whoa when Brady went to the Bucs. I was like, whoa, like okay, this could mean something. Rodgers goes to the Jets. It doesn't hit me like a whoa. It's like, okay, a team got really good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Well,
even when Brady went to the Bucks, I don't think anyone was like, "Oh, they're a Super Bowl team," until he's like, "Let's get Gronk over here," and then they were still
yeah.
shaky, and they're like, "You know what? We need Antonio Brown," and then they took off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Free
But the difference
AB.
was, but Brady wasn't like, oh, bring in my friends or ABC to follow the narrative. Bring in my friends. No, Rodgers is like, and it's known he wants to bring Mercedes Lewis along. He wants to bring Randall Cobb along because those are his friends he made in Green Bay. He wants to keep them employed. That's open.
What are you
That's the
talking about? He did say bring in my friends. He said bring in Gronk, and he said bring in Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Tom Brady literally did the same thing. Literally.
Like,
Like, yeah.
I don't recall the paper being written down.
What
oh my god, get out of here.
like literally, the moment Tom Brady made it there, first thing he did, oh yeah, these receivers are cool. All right, Gronk's coming. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Bruce
And
Arians.
then remember tough guy Bruce Arians? Oh, we
Yeah.
don't need Antonio Brown until he started
Brisket or
suspension.
biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
And then Tom Brady said, "Hey, yo, this is my boy. He's been living with me. This Antonio Brown. We don't need him. We do. So he's.
I think that was my favorite part of that whole story, by the way, was he was living with him.
Yeah.
Hey, can you imagine it's like 11 o'clock in Florida and they're like living together. Tom, what you doing?
Play some golf, man. And then Tom's like, "You want some avocado ice cream, AB? Hell no! Nah. Keep that shit to yourself."
Now, let's watch this game film. Man, come on.
I'm not watching no film. Try working my rap career.
I'm going to the stew. I'm going to the stew right now. Tom, come on.
So I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need your ad lib for the track, Tom.
No, I mean seriously. All kidding aside, though, it just doesn't impact me the way I felt like I was impacted when.
Hey, this man's throwing to young receivers right now. Aaron Rodgers is out there.
Yeah, we don't see.
So we're gonna see. I just
There's a lot of Aaron Rodgers haters out here in the world. I'm not one of them.
I am.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
Yeah. When you get to the NFC Championship and choke, so yeah.
You know what though? I'm actually kind of glad Rodgers and the Packers declined when they did because I was so annoyed with Stephen A. saying that like every week. Like, Jesus, bro.
Same. Yeah.
So I don't even listen to that guy, really.
The way he would draw it out, bad. All right, I changed the channel actually.
So I have a pothead, and I want to go in on Stephen A. Smith one day, but
Hey, we can because kind of funny. I was watching his Stephen A's World one time, and it was like game 1 or game 2 of the Nuggets Nets, and I just turned it on real quick because I like the commentary depending on what it is. And so he's on there and he's talking. At a certain point, he's just like hacking up a lung, and I just changed the channel. I just flipped right there, like, get me out of here, dude.
He said it has to be a conversation if Steph Curry beats LeBron and wins a ring. He's gonna take over for the Mount
Rushmore. Like, get me out of here, dude.
Yeah, I was like, what fucking planet am I living on right now? Get me out.
Steph Curry. I love how like people change the narrative now. So now the KD years, KD needed Steph. Like, shut the it was Steph's team the entire time. Like during the KD years, when KD won back-to-back Finals MVP, it was Steph's team. KD hasn't done anything since. Like, stop.
Borrow the keys.
Stop this narrative, bro. They went and begged this man KD on their hands and knees and said, "Please, please, beat up LeBron for us."
No, but LeBron, he had to join D Wade and Chris Bosh as well. LeBron did it first.
Imagine Steve Kerr with that quarter zip begging KD. Kevin, come on.
Please. Kevin, please. Please.
Oh my God. But this is the NFL segment.
Anyway.
I was like, we out here roasting them. I mean, we could touch on free agents and whatnot, but I feel like I want to see the schedule next week. So
yeah,
I feel like we just keep the viewers hanging, and then we just gotta talk about the schedule. once it drops next week, that's gonna be an episode and a half right there.
That's gonna be an episode and a half. I'm ready for it.
Well, now that we have some time removed from the draft, now it's all kind of cemented in here. Do we have any little retrospect look back, some winner losers?
Nah. I don't like to do the draft grades, draft winners, losers, because nobody knows anything until they play. Like, we could have said last year, like Seattle, they were draft losers. And then as the season went on, I was like, wow, look at all of Seattle's picks from last year's draft, like literally wrecking the league. So you're not really going to know until these guys start playing. Like, is Will Anderson too pricey? I don't know. Is he going to get 20 sacks this season? If not, if he does, then he's not too pricey. But you don't know that. Like, did the Cowboys win with Micah Parsons? They missed out on remember when you guys missed out on those corners you wanted, and then you got Micah Parsons, and you're all sad for like a day? And you're like, actually, Micah Parsons, he's not bad. And then the season goes on. It's like, he was the best player in the draft. So,
Yeah,
you
it's so
don't know.
funny when they did that, because I mean, they as in the fans, because I was just like, you guys are bipolar as hell.
Yeah.
I was on the other side of that. I was not against the Parsons move. And then,
Yeah,
as
I
you
was
said,
not.
Darius, they did turn around, and I was like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I feel like for the draft, though, people get like really, or especially like in relation to their team, they get really in love with offense. We need an offensive weapon. And if your team doesn't take an offensive weapon, they automatically get like the fan base, for the most part, they just get really unhappy. Just get really pissed. I'm just like, all right. I mean, there's other optics to the game, of course, but it's like, wow, it's just really interesting to see in action.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, like, and honestly, like, it's kind of like what Legendary said last week, or during like draft stuff anyway, where it's like you can't really say who's the winner and loser until 3 years from now, right?
Yeah.
So, because you never really know.
Mel
and it's
Kiper
like,
knows.
okay, but like, I think his success rate is like 15%.
Todd.
I love watching the classic Mel Kiper clips of like, the Colts dude going at it with everyone roasting.
Oh,
this
yeah.
dude. It's just so funny, man.
Who the hell's Mel Kiper?
Who the hell's Mel? You're the guy over here.
Oh man, I've watched 10,000 hours of film of this guy, and I'm telling you, he's gonna be a player.
If he's not good, I will retire tomorrow. It's like,
You know what? They gotta give like Mel Kiper the little ESPN Plus mini documentary, just like the little episodic 6 episodes, just to see like what his process is. Because why not?
I think they do. They
You
did.
make content out of everything else, man. Just make a content out of that.
I think they did. Because he's from Baltimore or whatever, and they had him like, calling the Colts, all that stuff. He had his own draft company, his own like draft analytics stuff, and he was doing that shit by himself. I'll send it to y'all. But anyway.
Oh, you mean like before he got on with ESPN? So it's old shit?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean like just do
I'll-
it now.
I'll
I mean like he has more capital now. Just ESPN put him in a studio, fucking let him geek out with some shit, and let's just see how he makes his shit. Because his success percentage is so low. I just want to see
It's 15%. It's 15%.
Yeah, I just want to see how he comes to conclusion. It's a total curiosity play. I mean, why not? I mean, they got a show detailing how people put the ball in the hoop. So just see how Mel Kiper picks random names out of a hat.
Well, I'll reach out to ESPN, see if they want to start that Mel Kiper documentary. But I feel like that's going to be a wrap.
I want the finder's fee.
10%? How much?
5.
All right, 5%. I can work that. That's episode 13, baby. Sports Mindz podcast. Next week, we talking more NBA playoffs. We talking NFL schedule. We talking shit. So you just gotta like and subscribe so you get those notifications. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. We always tell you when a new episode's out. And yeah, that's it. Keep supporting. Keep spreading the word. And we out.
Ayo.
Lakers in 6.